Welcome to the Backlog Chronicles.
We are a podcast that challenges fanboy beliefs
and takes a pragmatic approach to all things gaming.
We strive to create a community for self-thinking fellow gamers.
A community where logical conversation can take place.
and a drive to further one's knowledge of gaming can be sparked.
Take a seat.
Show's about to begin.
Yeah.
I actually had something cool that I was going to say, and then I completely forgot what I was going to say. Fucking hilarious, bro.
Oh,
it's really good.
that's-
It's just, I know, it's a Sunday night
That's
dementia.
good. That's good.
It's
There
really
you go.
bad. It's really bad. What's up, guys?
Yo.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday, baby. Guys in the chat, thank you for joining us. This is TBC 59, Backlog Chronicles. Hope everybody's doing well today. Lady, Brizzle, Shizno,
Oh, Brazil.
Pampa, Sarko, everybody else. Thank you guys for being with us. My name is Mo, Dr. Mo Mokalma. I'm here with my fucking sons. We are short one of my sons, who is in the background, doing things, behind the curtains, taking care of the production stuff. Mikey, I love you, baby. Handle your shit. And we do have our returning brother today, an honorary fucking son of the Backlog Chronicles, Joe from PS Trophy Room, Mr. Badbit. Hi, buddy. Hi. Hey, how
I'm
are
a
you?
man of culture.
You
I
are a
live
man.
in-
You
in
are
this-
a man of culture. Yes,
I'm
you
a man
are,
that
bro.
enjoys many things, colors
Yes.
being one of them, vibrant.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. I'll drink to that.
And I'm a man that loves a good Halo every now and again.
Oh, yeah. We do love a good Halo, man.
I'm happy to be
know
here,
what that's
man.
like.
We do love a good Halo, man. Absolutely.
I don't know how to communicate on podcasts anymore. Ever since like Friday o'clock,
Mhm.
all I've
Friday
been doing
o'clock.
is talking shit with y'all, playing a good Halo.
I know.
And
I know.
my eyes are going, man.
That's all we've been doing, man. That's all we've been doing. That's why we're gonna freaking amp it up a notch tonight, before it goes offline tomorrow. We're definitely not looking forward to that, but we'll get into that in a bit. Let me go around. Jordan, my son, how you doing, baby?
Good, Mo. Good, Mo. It's Sunday. It's TBC day. It's a good fucking day.
Yes,
I had
sir.
a proper weekend off. I know you guys have been playing Halo. I don't know what the fuck that's like.
Mhm.
But
sorry.
I've been keeping myself busy with other things. It's good though, man. Like I said, let's talk some good shit today.
Let's talk some good shit, man. We got good shit planned.
Yeah.
We have good shit planned. And then my lawn mowing son,
Hell
Kevin.
yeah, dude.
fresh
Sunday's
off of a
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
sunburn right there. What's up, my
Mhm.
man?
Yeah, I should have put on the fucking sunscreen. I mowed this morning, so my grass is nice and dead still. And then I showered and I'm here, so I'm ready, man. I'm ready. I think my butt's actually still a little wet, but other than that, we're from the shower. Okay,
Hair dryer, bro.
Okay,
Hair dryer.
okay.
I know.
Hair dryer
I know.
works
It's
good, man.
kind of humid.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm excited to talk all this shit. I too was just sitting in a party chat with Jordan, watching everybody else play Halo.
Yep. Yep.
So
time.
yeah, yeah, it was almost like playing it.
Yeah.
So almost.
yeah. Think about like the worst pity party you could ever imagine.
It was
And
pretty
like
sad.
dial it up to 11, and that's kind of where we're at.
Yeah, I know.
It's okay.
I
Feel bad
know.
for me.
I
Feel bad
can't
for
even
me.
argue against that, man. I can't argue against that
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
Lady over here said ass sweat is what she's describing it as. So I don't know if you got any, I don't know if you can defend
Yeah.
that, but
So
that's what it sounds like,
Try
man,
to
you know?
defend myself.
he
It's fine.
showered.
I was. There was definitely ass sweat after mowing. Okay, that is for sure.
Yeah, that is true, man. That is true. Yeah, and then traditionally, I always say, my man, Machine Gun Mike, who is with us here, but he is not with us here. He has some duties to attend to, but like the good fucking son that he is in the background doing the production stuff. So Mikey, I love you. I know you can hear us. We'll miss you, my man. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, actually he's in the chat too. So, my man, I love you. So let me go around, guys. It's been I feel like everything shut down this weekend, you know, and really, to be honest with you, I kind of felt bad for the Ascent, not because of the garbage review stuff which we'll get to in a bit, you know, but the fact that, dude, like this fucking Halo tech preview came in and just that's all everyone's talking about, right? And it happened at the same time, and we'll end up we'll get into that in a bit. But Joe, I know you've been playing it, man. Have you been playing anything else over the past few days?
I have. So I here or there, I played a little bit of this game called Omno.
How was that, man?
It's a game that wants to be Journey, and I think if they had a few more cutscenes to tell a little bit more of that story, because there's a story between you, your little onion boy, you're making a pilgrimage like every other indie game is. You have this little floating, cute little like Pokemon thing running around with you, and you have like this cool little story that's going back and forth between them when there's the cutscenes arrive. It's all just Zen puzzle solving. Is really it. It's puzzle platforming. And for the most part, like if you're into a 2-3 hours of just easy breezing, get yourself a easy platinum, that's a game to do it in. I think the later levels are actually impressive. And if the first 3 maps were like the end of the last I think 4 areas or whatever, this game would be scoring a whole lot better with me, but it's a fine experience. I think it's also on Game Pass, but
it is.
Yeah, it's a swell time. I've been playing a little bit of Gravity Rush for the trophy room. We have
wow,
show we do
Gravity Rush.
Yeah,
impressive.
Man. Well, because on Patreon we do this thing called the Road to Greatness, and when it's a slow month like this, we have patrons vote.
Sure.
And we, that's the game we cover for that month. So it was Gravity Rush. Now, did I cheat in the voting and get it to win?
Of course you did, bro. Of course you did.
Of course. Me and Dominion, we got it in. Yeah. Let me tell you something about that game. There's some problematic shit in that game, guys.
Gravity Rush? Yeah.
Yeah. There's a scene where I'm just like, whoa. Like, how did young Joe did not catch that at all? And then I just played a little bit of Fortnite, but that's pretty much it because everything's just been Halo.
Yeah, it has.
Live, breathe Halo.
Yes, it fucking has. Yes, it has.
I stayed up till 2 o'clock in the morning on Friday playing with you.
Yeah, I was up till 3, man. That was a fucking disaster. Yeah. Game Positive here. He did say the Omno was made by a solo developer, so that's good to know. I had no idea.
Yeah. I think in X Destiny, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, is he really? Okay. All right, that's cool. That's cool. I love those solo developer stories, man. Just like Joe Winter's game this month, actually. We're already in August. A Song of Iron.
Crazy.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one too, man. I hope he knocks that out of the park. Absolutely. All right. Well, my son Jordan, what have you been playing, bro?
I've been playing a lot, man. Starting with Flight Simulator.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's about kind of what I expected it to be. It is a simulator through and through, which is still a game. Shut the fuck up.
I don't know about that.
I was just going to say, that's not a game. What did you actually
Still a game. Still a game. Yeah. So I fired it up. I didn't know what to expect. I've never played a sim game before. Really kind of sat down for it. So I'm like, okay, let me go with this tutorial. And first tutorial kind of sits you in this little Cessna, and they're showing you where all the instrumentation panels are and how to move the camera. And it's really complicated, man. It's really complicated. Not only that, every cockpit's different, just like a car in Forza, and every altimeter, whatever attitude thing, they all look different. They're all in different places. So it's a lot to take in. But I did that for about 2 hours, and I got really bored with just training all the time. So you're flying around Sedona, and I was like, let me go fly around Washington where I am. So I took it upon myself to go on the world map and find out where I live and start there and fly to Mount Rainier. And it's a real-time flight, so it took me like a half hour to get there from my house. Not that there's an airport near me, but It's beautiful. It's really freaking cool. It's indisputable how impressive the tech is in that game, because essentially they use Bing Maps, the world, and they just took everything of the satellite and just stuck it in the game. And it's, you zoom down low and it's not very high res stuff, but it's really impressive from afar. It really friggin' is. So I posted a tweet about it, and I flew over an area that I hiked like 10 days ago. And I'm like, oh, look, that's the exact route that I was walking.
That was cool. That was cool.
Impressive. Freaking impressive.
Yeah, that was cool.
So
that was really cool.
If anyone is a little bit apprehensive about the flight controls and everything, or they just want to kind of, see what it's like, the cool thing about that game is if you pick an area on that world map and say departure site or whatever, the game will already start you in the air. You don't have to worry about taking off or landing. You can just quit out. So you can enjoy flying without having to really do a whole lot aside from moving the rudders and stuff. It's cool. It's very much a Zen experience, and multiplayer stuff is kind of a headache as far as figuring out how to party up and fly together. But we had a good time. Mike and I played, and with Pampa too, and we crashed a whole lot. We laughed a whole lot. Aside from that, I played a little bit of the Ascent. We'll talk about that. And I got a hankering to play Deus Ex again because it was on sale. Right?
Yes,
it still is
you
now.
have.
Mankind Divided is on sale, the full edition for $7, and I played that game back on Xbox One. It's one of my favorite freaking games, and I had not touched the expansion, so I just finished one of the two of them, and it's really cool. An FPS boost is awesome. Like I said, it preserves your library. It's awesome. I love you, Adam Jensen. But that's it, though. He's just
good shit, man. You've been fucking a lot busier than we have.
Yeah, Halo doesn't exist to me.
Yeah, I know. I'm not going to say anything about that anymore. I apologize, lady. All I know is I'm no pilot. Well, I think we all share your pain, or at least for the ones that played it. Flight Sim, man. Flight Sim. I downloaded it, and I was going to do the world tour mode. I told you guys so I can fly around to like the cool areas and whatnot, but. Then I just got to a point where I'm like, man, am I going to really do this? Am I going to really launch this thing and just stare at a fucking plane for an hour to 2 hours? I'm like, yeah, this is really cool and whatever. But
so wait, if I wanted to go from like Jersey to Africa, like it would take like the real time it would take to get to Africa.
Yes.
I know.
Wow.
Isn't that
is
fun?
both impressive and also the most unfun you could ever.
Yeah. So that's the thing, right? Like that's why they have it's accessible to different play styles and what you want to do. Like people like me, for instance, I want to go to Greece, or I want to go to Egypt to see the pyramids or whatever, right? Like, I mean, that's the point of the world tour mode is like you could just fly to those destinations quicker and being able to see them and shit. Like there's nothing driving me to just flying across the Atlantic Ocean for 8 to 10 hours, just staring at water. You know what I mean? So but hey man, if that's your thing, you do you. That's awesome. I mean, know? Yeah, good shit, dude. Kevin, my son.
Yo, I too experienced Flight Sim for a little bit. It was fun. I mean, I probably played maybe 2 hours total.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm done. I mean, I flew around a couple places I wanted to see. Some of the high res packs for like New York and Tokyo, and you can download those separately. They don't come on the install, so make sure you go into the free downloads, download those, and that turns out really, really nice looking. All right, we're nose diving, and this is actual footage of me killing everyone on board. No. It's almost like a tech demo, right? I mean, it's impressive. It's not a demo,
sure,
but I know people love this shit. I know people are out there with their flight sticks and really enjoying the fuck out of flying around the world, and on their consoles. So I mean, that's pretty fucking cool. Other than that, I played that, and then I got back into Death's Door, and I am almost done with Death's Door, and I've come to appreciate it. I am on the final boss, not the final boss of the secret ending, because I'm not even going to go there. It'll be amazing if I get this done. I'll just be proud of doing the main storyline. But it's a good game, man. I'm really, really enjoying it. And that's been primarily it. I've played a few more chapters of The Last Stop, and I do
How
like
was
that. It's still good, man. So I went through all three,
man.
all three first chapters, and I thought maybe that was it, and it was going to be like episodic, but I think they must have released it all. I'm not really sure. I'm just kind of going through it and playing it, and so then it loads up, chapter 2 for all three characters. And you go through and you play each character. So I'm like halfway through chapter 2 on that. The story's really good. It's very much a walking simulator. You run around, you answer some dialogue questions, you move the story on. And so if you just want to chill and not have to think too much and just kind of want an interactive story, the Last Stop is kind of fun. There's definitely some sci-fi shit going on in there. But I'm not exactly sure what's going on just yet. And I just all weekend I've just been hearing other people enjoy Halo and crying with Jordan. So yeah, that's about it. Yeah,
Well,
you, man.
I do.
This has
apologize.
brought us closer. Jordan and
Yes,
I are
it
now
has.
twice as
Yes,
close
it
as we
has.
were.
It indirectly made you guys bond even closer.
I
You
didn't
see-
think we could get closer.
Yeah,
We're
see,
almost-
that's why misery loves company.
Yeah, it's
know,
true. We're
so,
almost just one person now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we've integrated.
Yeah.
Hey, lady said she recommended that to you, Kevin, and she deserves a shout out. You fuckhead. So you know what? Yeah.
Damn.
So how about
All
you give
right.
her props for
Okay, thank you for recommending. Was it Last Stop? Probably.
Yes, that's
Probably.
right. See, lady, I got your back, girl.
Or
don't you
or
worry.
Death's Door. She might have recommended
Don't you
both of
worry.
them, honestly. Yeah, thank you very
Love it,
much, and I
Kevin.
hope there are more recommendations to come.
Oh yeah, there will be. Game. Oh wait, no, not this one. This one. Game Positive, man. How do you own all the Deus Ex games and haven't played them? But you're killing me, Smalls. Come on, bro. You got to start somewhere. If it's not going to be Invisible War, at least play Human Revolution.
Yes.
Human Revolution is fucking amazing,
Yes.
by the way.
Yes, it is.
So, yeah, definitely do that. My friends, yeah, I've been playing Halo, and I was supposed to play the Ascent until the Infinite Tech preview came out, and that's all I've been playing. And we'll dive more into it, in terms of how we feel, and I'm pretty sure everybody knows how we feel, I mean, because that's all people have been talking about for like the last 72 hours. But it's fucking awesome, man, honestly, and I'm kind of like dreading the fact that it's gonna end tomorrow, and thankfully it's gonna end while I'm at work, so it'll make the sting a little bit less painful, I mean. So, but yeah, we're gonna go out on a bang tonight. Outside of that, Jordan, did I play anything else, man?
You
I love how
You did not.
I
No.
love that I have to ask Jordan because
Yeah,
his memory is
no.
better than mine for what I played.
It's amazing.
no, you definitely did not, Mo. Actually, yeah, no, it was literally just Halo because we couldn't even play Splitgate because the servers were all
Yeah.
jacked up.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's it,
Yeah,
dude.
that's true. Yeah, those fucking servers. Yeah, you know
Oh,
what?
Wipeout.
Game Positive. You know what, dude? Touche, bro. Touche. You got me there. I thought this was a Backlog Chronicles. I'm just
Yeah.
staying on brand.
Yeah, Game Positive. We don't. The only person that stays on brand here.
I gotta
is
give
this
him that
guy.
one. Yeah, I gotta give him that one. You got me there, man. What did you say I played?
Blightbound.
Oh God, yeah.
You were so
That
hyped
was-
about that game.
I was really
Yeah,
excited
yeah.
for it, man.
You
I was
were.
really
Yeah.
excited for it. I suckered all of you guys into buying it
Yes.
too. You know what I mean? So,
It's okay. We get
Joe,
to
did
make
you hear
money.
about Blightbound?
No.
I played it. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I think I said Jordan. I'm
No,
sorry.
No, I
I'm
said
sorry,
no.
Joe. I'm
So
sorry. I'm a piece of shit.
it's like a cool art style. It's a dungeon crawler. You know, I mean, it's like a dungeon crawler light. It's from Devolver. It was like $15, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it looked fun. It's been out on PC for a while, and it finally came to console. And I'm like, okay, this is cool. You know, it's like a simpler,
Yeah.
way simpler version of Diablo, I guess, if you want to say it. It's nothing close to what Diablo is, but still, it's in the vein of Diablo.
Like isometric or what are you
Yeah,
talking about?
yeah.
Like a 2.5D.
2.5D.
Oh,
actually,
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds fucking
Yeah.
cool.
It looks fucking cool, man. If you're actually
But I guess
watching it
it's-
being played, it looks cool, but they have a lot of issues with the user interface and
Oh, it's terrible.
the difficulty is very strange. Like you'll play like easy dungeons, but they're hard as fuck. You can't even clear the bosses, even as a full squad. So I'm not sure. I mean, I'll get back to it at some point. It's not shitty, but it needs work.
So, like
I was
balancing.
yeah, in a sense. But it's really cool in motion, man. Like
Yeah,
if you're
it looks
if you're
cool.
watching somebody play it, it looks awesome and it is fun. It does have some fun elements. You know, I mean, it doesn't take itself too seriously, but yeah, it does
looks
need
like that one card
it's
game.
beautiful,
like that
man.
turn-based
It's a
card game.
beautiful game.
Yeah.
So
It just needs some
Darkest
work.
Dungeon. There you go. Gives
That's
me
it.
some
Yep,
Darkest
yep,
Dungeon
yes.
vibes.
Yeah, it does need some work. I think if they balance it and they put in
does.
some work and make it a little bit more accessible, you know, in terms of the user interface and whatnot, and they definitely balance out that fucking that difficulty or AI or whatever the hell it is, and then I think yeah. So I think that might work. And here, lady, of course, she's here to shit on me, saying, I don't know, Jordan might clear the boss pretty easily.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
Yeah.
No, you're right, Mel. The UI does need work. It's definitely optimized for PC. The text is so damn small to read, and it has a lot of depth. Like I like how they interweave all the three classes together. Also, 3-player games. Come on, give me 4-player games, please.
I don't understand this trend.
Come on.
It feels like it's a trend.
Yeah,
I just don't like
Apex.
odd numbers.
Yeah,
That's fucked up.
I just like give me a game where it's like I don't need like 3 to 5, right? Like give me that. Like don't give me 3 is too small, 5's too much. Give me some scaling.
You know what's heartbreaking? If you look at that new fucking Aliens game, Aliens Fireteam, Kevin sent us a video yesterday. There was a preview. There's a 15-minute preview of the game. Who are the guys that did it, Kevin?
Did I forget now?
I forgot the name.
But they got to play like 40 hours of it.
Yeah,
they
gave them full access to the game, and they provided a 15-minute preview. Joe, it's fucking amazing the way that it looks.
Dude,
but it's only 3. That's
only
the problem.
3?
It's 3, man.
players,
Such a buzzkill. Yes.
Give
I
me
know.
4.
and you know what's even funnier? There's 5 classes you can choose from.
Yeah.
But you can only have 3 people at a time. Yeah,
because I'm really excited to play that. I'll be playing that with my friend of me, Luke Lore, and our friend Kev. And since it's no crossplay, I'll be playing that on Xbox, which really sours my fucking loins. But it's I'm excited for it nonetheless. But then it's like now you got to know who's the lame one of the group. Yeah, who's a bit of a buzzkill.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah.
So it's
I have a feeling it's Mike.
Dude, it looks so good. Honestly, I
shit on Mike. I love Mike.
If I find that video, I'll post it in the chat. It's a 15-minute preview, and it looks awesome. It looks very polished.
It really does.
So, yeah, we'll see what we'll see about hopefully maybe someday, but I don't think it's gonna be 14 or 4.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get into it, shall we? What do you boys say?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Into it, baby. All right. First and foremost, well, actually, I did want to talk about Mortal Kombat 11 doing so well, but because my son, Mike, who is the fighting game aficionado, he's not going to be participating here, so figured we would scratch it off, But Mortal Kombat 11 did sell 12 million units, so very popular. Good to see that. Healthy growth. And, yeah. Moving on.
Done deal.
Right there.
Cool.
See, Mike, I needed you here, Mike. God damn it.
Yeah, that's really all we have to say about that one.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so the next really the one of the first main topics is really just a healthy continued sustained growth of both Xbox and PlayStation. I'm sorry, I know it's bad news for the console warriors on either side.
No.
I know, but you know what, guys? They're both doing very, very, very fucking well. First, Microsoft reported theirs. I'm not going to get into Microsoft numbers just for, not as a whole corporation, because I don't give a fuck, just for their Xbox numbers. So they're on the third quarter. So obviously now the consoles are on the third quarter of sales. Hardware revenue is up by 172%. You had Satya Nadella, who's the CEO of Microsoft, basically just coming out again. I love how involved he's been with the gaming division too, because from before, like I remember when the 360 launched, Bill Gates was on the cover of Time magazine, okay, and he had like the 360 in his hand, and the ring, the green ring was over his eye. You can actually Google that. That was probably the last time I saw Bill Gates associated at all with the Xbox after that magazine cover, or at least even mentioning it or discussing it in the same sentence. So now, you got Satya Nadella, who's obviously he's in it, he sees it, and he's the CEO of that company for a reason. So he definitely sees the potential and what it can be, and he commented on it as well. He said they're the fastest selling consoles for the X. They're our fastest selling consoles ever, with more consoles sold to life to date than any previous generation. Very impressive when you think about the fact that this is selling faster than the Xbox 360 did. And in the time that we're living in, with the production fucking problems that they're having. This is really impressive for both Microsoft and Sony, especially with how many, with Sony sales as well. I don't know how they've managed to circumvent all those production issues and still sell them. Can you guys imagine if we didn't even have these production issues, where we would be at this point? Yeah. It really is. It's really, really fascinating. Gaming revenue.
That's my thought as well. It's like, honest to God, like where, like, it's kind of a semi-exciting thought and semi-bummer at the same time. Like, where would they be right now if there was no production issues?
Yeah. I know. But that's the thing too. It's obviously a lot of factors too. Look, when these consoles launched, when the last generation launched in 2013, things were a little bit different, right? Everybody was still going to brick and mortar, picking shit up. You can walk into a Best Buy, you can grab a Xbox or a PlayStation off the shelf. And since then, online retailers and the logistics have just expanded by just exponentially, in terms of how fast they can get it to you and how fast they can and how fast they can get how fast they can receive it from the manufacturers themselves. So they've actually made it even easier now, and this whole thing has worked out in their benefit. But it's incredible, man. So you have that, they did say their gaming revenue is up 11%. Xbox content and services revenue has declined by 4%, and then they mentioned the growth in the Game Pass subs. Although they did not talk about how many subs they have now. I'm anticipating obviously them being up. The last time they actually mentioned a number was in January, where they said 18 million subs, but now they've gone 2 quarters without any updates. And no, it doesn't fucking mean they're hiding anything. Okay, it just means that they're just don't want to share those fucking numbers, because people just like to make shit up. Yeah. So there's that, and then you got Sony. Then you obviously got Sony on the other end, who have sold 10 million PlayStation 5 consoles. It's the fastest selling PlayStation ever, and the PS4 was already the fastest selling console ever. So. Obviously this makes this one now the fastest selling console of all time, which is really, really fucking remarkable when you look at all things considered. And Nico, or what's his name? Daniel Ahmed from, he's a gaming analyst on Twitter. He works for Nico Partners. They're pretty legit. So apparently, they put numbers together just based off of revenue and whatever, and they're estimating series consoles to be somewhere at like the 6.5 million range, which is pretty fucking remarkable considering the 360 had sold even less than that, and we all know how popular the 360 was, so anyway, dude, I think this is fascinating, to be honest with you. And I saw a lot of salt, before I jump to you, Joe. I saw a lot of salt when these numbers were coming out. One thing I saw is, like, for instance, like with Sony, it's like, oh well, all those people were scalpers. It's like, okay, but I also know people who bought Series X consoles and they scalped them. Okay, you know what? I don't give a fuck. I'll admit it. I bought 4 Series X consoles at launch, right?
Yeah.
And I sold 3 of them off. And the guy who I sold them to, it was one guy and 2 of his friends, and they wanted them, and he didn't care, right? So yeah, you want to call me a scalper, you can go ahead, right? Like, it's that's what people do. A lot of people do. And I didn't fucking increase it exponentially. I was pretty fair with it. I told my friends, I'm like, hey, you guys want them? They're like, no, we have like Best Buy stuff. I think I want to use reward zone points. I'm like, all right, man. Because I was going to give it to them at cost price. But the point is like scalping is going to exist on both sides, you know, whether it's Sony or whether it's been more magnified on Sony's part.
I was on one show where like the guy literally in the super chat bragged about how he spent $800. He just could not wait for a Series S or X rather. It'd be fucking crazy if it was an S. And it's like, yeah, look, I want to address said comments of like the people going, well, how many of those are scalpers? Okay, listen here, fucknut. It's still sold 10 million.
Yeah.
So the production aside, that's fucking impressive. 10 million units sold through.
Yeah.
Now it's not like those scalpers now have them and did nothing with them, right? It's not like they're hoarding them. It's not fucking gold. It's not going to appreciate in value. These things are at the end of the day disposable. So they're selling them. And you're taking, like, you could check a look at eBay. Prices have started to go down as demand has started to kind of sort of calm down a little bit. And as more people start to get them. So to me, 10 million units sold is impressive. And to tackle that, well, how many of those are scalpers? Like Sony's literally told you, over 90% of actually people that want these have them. They're not scalpers. It's actually people that fucking want them. And you take a look at those figures, 6.5 million Miles Morales units sold.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy. Take a look at Returnal. Returnal, a new IP, right? A new protagonist, a new quote unquote franchise in the span of what, 2 months, selling over 500,000 copies for only having 10 million units out there in the wild. That's a good attach rate. Ratchet and Clank selling over 1 million in a month. That's 1 in 10 PlayStation 5 users own Ratchet and Clank. That's a crazy amount right there. So to me, just taking a look at the attach rate and the things that are coming with or being added on to the PlayStation 5, it's in a really good place. And I feel like, you know, the Twitter warriors don't want to acknowledge that. PlayStation's in a fantastic place, and it doesn't need Game Pass to succeed at this moment. On the other hand, Xbox, well, I was listening to Ains today. This is the first time they've crossed over $10 billion in revenue made or something crazy like that. Awesome. That Xbox's division is growing, and it's growing rapidly, and it's because of Game Pass. Them selling faster than the 360 is a success. But that's huge.
Amazing.
That's awesome.
I don't think people understand that. Like, I mean, that's amazing. The 360 is one of the most popular consoles of all time.
It's my favorite console of all time.
Yeah, well, that's amazing. And you managed to surpass that.
Exactly.
In the current times that we're in right now.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's really fucking incredible. It's really incredible. I don't know what else to say about that, honestly. I mean, so
what I gotta say is, like, these brands are healthier than they ever been. And there is this constant no. Actually, PlayStation is in trouble. No. Actually, Xbox is in trouble. No. Like, it's like, no. Everybody's doing
They're really not.
really good right
They're
now.
really not. They're not.
They're all doing it. It's crazy because I think in the first time in a generation, you can actually see all three main competitors doing extremely well. And that's really never happened. There's always been like a juggernaut, right? Like last generation was PS4. Generation before that was the Xbox 360. Generation before that, PS2. Generation before that, PS1. You know, generation before that, what? Super Nintendo.
Whatever.
Like
fucking the Super Nintendo, yeah.
It's just like, it's awesome. You're not seeing an imposing force.
No.
Like there are different challengers. And that is the thing that everyone misses. Just celebrate. You could celebrate your brand. And just celebrate it, and you don't have to neg the other side because they may have bigger numbers in certain areas than you.
Look, man, we talk about this all the time, right? Like, I mean, you always, especially if there's going to be people out there who are going to push, you know, whatever it is they want to, because they have to advertise some sort of doom and gloom for the other, you know, for the competitor's brand, you know, just whatever the fuck it is. Call it clout, call it whatever the hell you want, right? But at the end of the day, it's like you said. I don't do that. We don't do that. You know what I mean? It's just you got to call it like it is. It's healthy. You can there's nothing wrong with having a, again, support what you want, right? Like, I mean, you can have you can have preferences, just don't be an asshole about it, because you can scream it from the top of the fucking building for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all year long. It's not going to change.
Yeah.
They're both going to be successful. They're both going to continue to do what they're doing, no matter what you say. SSD, this, that. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't fucking matter. They're going to continue to sell,
Yeah.
So, anyway, yeah. Jordan, what do you think, man? This is it's fucking beautiful, bro. I love seeing this. I swear to God. And Joe really nailed it on the head, too, because he's like, there's no imposing figure. That's where we're at. What do you think, bro? Talk to me, man. All you need is a fucking suit and tie right now, bro. Just a shirt and tie. All you need.
Who needs a shirt?
Right.
Yeah, I know.
Real quick, but before I get into this, I just wanted to say there's some asshole came in trying to post Halo spoilers in the chat.
In the group chat?
So yeah.
Are you fucking
I
kidding
shut it down
me?
pretty quick. No, I shut it down right away. So we can just keep that to a minimum, or better yet, none at all. But I was quick on the draw, so yeah. There are Halo spoilers going out right now for those that aren't aware.
Did you see it?
Like one line. I read a line.
Yeah, I'm already disappointed that I read a line.
So be careful, everybody. Be careful. Mute your timeline. Yeah.
Oh my God, I had no fucking idea, dude.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good. We'll keep it like that. Then just stay ignorant.
If you want, you can give me those mod powers, and I'll be in the chat as well. I don't give a fuck about a spoiler.
Yeah. As soon as I saw it, I was like,
no.
okay.
Dude, I'm sorry, man. That fucking sucks. Let me just keep this here in case anybody wants to. Jesus Christ, man. What a fucking asshole. Go ahead.
No. He's not an asshole. He's a pathetic loser. Anybody that spoils things, and again, from you could spoil anything to me. I don't care. It's in one ear, out the other. It doesn't soil that experience to me. So this is not coming out of a place of hurt. Anybody who spoils things are a pathetic fucking loser of an individual, and to think that has such an effect on anyone other than you being a pathetic fucking loser, you're wrong, because you're a pathetic fucking loser. So go get attention somewhere else, pathetic fucking losers out there.
Thank you, Joe.
Dude, that fucking angered me right now, man. I didn't even fucking see it.
They want that anger. That's the thing. They want that
anger.
Right.
Don't let them get to you.
I hope that motherfucker gets anal herpes and you fucking cry about it, you fucking piece of shit.
And Mo's your doctor.
No.
He's got large hands. Very large hands.
Dude, it's such bullshit, man. I swear to you know what really fucking pisses me off too, bro? I swear, you know what? This is like a little tangential right now. I'm sorry, Jordan. I want you to finish up.
You're good, brother.
No, you know what pisses me off about it is these guys, like, I mean, I follow what's it called? Halo, what's his name? God, the one that makes a lot of like the content for he makes a lot of Halo lore. Dimensions kicking me. I'm sorry. No, not Joey. He makes a lot of like videos about the lore and whatnot. Anyway, hey, Sir Khaled, congratulations, man. You can thank Cloud for that one, buddy. Gaming Beyond the Box. So anyway, yeah, these guys, I start seeing all this fucking shit about like these people that wanted to take revenge because of the leaks that came out. Now, you know what the thing is there was a lot of dickheads when The Last of Us 2 leaks came out, and they did the same thing, right? Yeah. They did do the same thing. Yeah. And that's the problem, man. It's like these guys just fight fire with fire. Like this is something that's going to be expected. I got The Last of Us 2 spoiled for me. I did, and I was not fucking happy about that. But as annoyed as I was for that, I would be very, very, very fucking annoyed. So with Halo. So yeah, bro. I don't want to mute, and you can go fuck yourself if you decide to do that. And yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry, guys. Man, I was so annoyed. Okay.
No.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead, dude.
We're good.
Yeah, go ahead.
I know, that I'm not gonna lie, that threw me off a little bit. But Yeah, I think it's awesome. This if anything, this past year introduced a lot of people to how freaking awesome gaming is. So, it seems only natural for that to have influenced the fact that we're seeing so much success from these consoles. Not only, yes, it's the new generation, but at the same time, gaming is such a boon right now. I absolutely love to hear that everything is just doing well. Everyone is succeeding.
Mhm.
I could care less as far as numbers and sales, and mine did better than this one, and yours did better than this one. I think it's just totally beyond the point, unless you're reporting on sales and that's your fucking job. But otherwise, again, just keep your stupid arguments to yourself and just play your damn games. That's kind of all it is to me, man. It's gravy.
I know, man. I know. It's something. It's something very special. Kevin, what about you, man? What do you think about this whole?
It was good news, man. It was good news.
It was really good fucking news.
I love seeing these selling well. I was. You don't want any of them to do bad, really, because the more options, the more games, right? So both of them doing great is fantastic news, man. And selling out all of them. I mean, it's pretty hard to find anything except like a Series S. Out there, and that's probably just because that one's always been kind of in a weird place, in my opinion. But the Series X and the PS5 are still selling like crazy. So this is fantastic, man. I want more people to get their hands on them, right? Yes. So that then they can have more incentive to buy the new games and create new games. And we want people to definitely invest in the new hardware. And I think that spurs lots of different things, right? If a gaming console does well, people buy new TVs. People, it's just good. It's good. So that's the one thing that I think COVID did kind of do was boost, the excitement for these games. I think that definitely still had something to do with it, but because people are just spending more time at home. But yeah, no sales figures. I don't give a fuck. I mean, it's just fun to hear that both these guys are doing well, and I'm not even sure they're not even slugging it out like they did in the 360 era. They're kind of just both doing well on their own tracks, so to speak.
If I could say one thing that does annoy me slightly as a PlayStation fan, maybe it irks me a little bit more. I like Xbox's social media a lot.
Okay.
I guess this is a story.
They're amazing.
In a second too. They're great, and I like the positivity that they spew out there. Like the whole thing of like whatever console you like, enjoy it. Like that's awesome.
Yeah.
But you can't make that post and then do the snide. Here's how easy it is to plug in the back of a Series X. You can't be a snide douchebag at the same time. If you want to be positive, be positive. Yeah. There are several times where like I run the Trophy Room Twitter account. There are some times where I can throw a snide comment out there, but it's like, no. What's our Twitter about? Positivity. And that's what we shine a light on. And so like, that's the only thing, honestly, that annoys me. It's this snide little pokes. It's like, dude, we get it. You're clever, I guess. Other than that.
No, I know. Well, really, I mean, even if you go back and you ask them about it, you're like, hey, that was good timing. Why? What did I say? I just said,
what do you mean?
Easy. Look how easy it is. Look how easy it is to swap. You gotta admit though, that was fucking perfect.
Listen, that's a perfect tweet. I'm not here.
Oh, it's amazing.
That's taking advantage of
100%.
of a moment. That's great. That's your job. But at the same exact time, your posts have a
I think Sarko gets the comment of the week here. Not at all. People who intentionally shit on others' likes by spoiling should be beaten into a coma, then pissed on twice by people who love asparagus.
Hey, that's me.
If you guys know about you're in that smells like
we
asparagus.
know, Jordan. We know.
Oh, yeah, I know you know, Kevin.
Oh shit. Yeah. So anyway, they're both healthy. They're both doing great. This is fucking great. Let's move on. And then my friends, what the hell was I gonna do after that? Oh yes, the Cana Bridge of Spirits was supposed to come out this year, or I'm sorry, this month actually, since now we're in August. It got delayed from August 24th to September 21st, and this is a game that a lot of people have been looking forward to. If you guys don't know, if you haven't, I'm pretty sure we've all heard of Kano. We've all seen it. We've all seen how beautiful it is. It looks like a Pixar movie. 1 month isn't really that great or that crazy. I mean, it's I was okay with that. I mean, I don't care. I don't really get bothered by by delays, to be honest with you. I think the only recent delay that absolutely fucking crushed me was Halo Infinite, but we all saw how great that's been. So, water under the bridge, I mean, but outside of that, like it's 1 month. And to be honest with you, they're saying that, I mean, they said, COVID, blah, 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 or, they just want to put like some final, not COVID, I'm sorry. They said the team has been working extremely hard and we feel the extra time is critical to ensure the best experience possible. But here's the thing. All right. If you look at the release schedule for August, it's fucking crazy, bro. Okay. In August, you have Hades August 13th, right? Which is coming to Game Pass and which is coming to Xbox and PlayStation on Game Pass. You got 12 minutes, August 19th. Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut, August 20th. You got Madden, August 20th. Aliens Fireteam on the 24th. Lone Echo 2 doesn't ring a bell, but that's on the 24th. Psychonauts 2 on the 25th. No More Heroes 3 on the 27th. And New World on the 31st. You get my point here, right?
Yeah.
So to be honest with you, I'm not really buying that whole, we need 1 month to polish it. What the fuck is 1 month going to do for you at this stage in game development? I personally think that because it's a small game, and it's a small studio, and they're trying to just release it. I think they're trying to just give it as much room as possible without so much competition. Because September is like, I mean, you got Deathloop. That's you got Deathloop that's coming out on PS5 and PC. But I think it's got some breathing room in September compared to August. I mean, so that's at least my take. I think that's my theory, and I know this game's gonna do well. A lot of people are looking forward to it. But anyway, yeah. Joe, what about you, man? What do you think?
Dude, 1 month, cool. It's the one thing that we keep saying is keep expecting these things. Like any announcement is just don't even give us a release date or release window at this point, because it's all getting moved. All of it's getting moved up. One comment I'd like to give the credit of who said this, but I can't think of them, so I apologize. This is not an original thought. Is how many games are going to be moved out of 2022 to make room for 2023? Because when you think of how many games have been delayed, and what games we can just like off the top of my head, right? Zelda, Horizon, God of War, what's it? Redfall, fucking what's the Bethesda one everybody loses their mind over? We saw Starfield. Like, we got a lot of games. You just named 5 AAA games, and we can't even remember the rest of them. Yeah. We can't even remember the rest of what's coming in 2022. That's ridiculous, bro. Yeah. That's crazy. Oh yeah, Final Fantasy 16. Like all these things. Expect it. I do fall in that line of thinking, like, expect things to even fall out of 2022 to make room for 2023.
Yeah. Yeah, so, no, it's unbelievable, man. So, yeah, me personally, I just think that's what I think that's what they did. Jordan, you're gonna play Kano, man? I'm pretty sure you will. You're gonna play Kano.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna play Kano. Yeah, who the fuck you think I am?
Who do you think you are? I am.
Yes, I'm so glad you guys got that. No, honestly, delays don't shock me now, and I'm actually happy about that because August is fairly stacked. And you know what, Mike? I know you're listening, but Mo didn't mention it. Marvel's Avengers: War for Wakanda is also coming this month.
My fucking son. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Mike. Yes, it is.
If anything, I'm cool with delays at this point because again, I'm not going to dig up old wounds, but I was so burned by Cyberpunk that I just want games to be as polished as possible before they get into my hands. And I have faith Kano will be fine.
But you know what? I think Cyberpunk and what happened with Cyberpunk is probably the best thing that could have ever happened to these situations. Right? So it's so fucking funny too, man. We look at this Cyberpunk was looked at initially before release as this godlike game, right? And you guys know I am a huge fucking fan of the game.
Yep.
Everyone looked at Cyberpunk before release. It was this godlike game. It was going to change the industry. It was going to fucking, unanimous game of the year. Blah, 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 right? Instead, what it ended up doing is it actually, I feel like it shifted development. I don't think it's all COVID related, even though obviously it is, because it's 1 year of work, that was affected to a certain extent. But if you notice now, all these developers have been so much more transparent since the Cyberpunk thing than they have been for as long as I can remember. And I've been gaming, and I just like everyone here, I'm assuming, we've all been gaming our entire lives. I've never seen developers this transparent before with anything. Hey guys, we're sorry, we need to delay it, every now and then. It's just like, I think that's why we're so forgiving with it, right? Like, I mean, yeah, obviously you got the entitled assholes, that just, that bitch about it. But at the same time, like, to us, it's really fucking refreshing to see that, man. It's really refreshing to see that. I swear to God, so yeah. Anyway, yeah, that was tangential, my bad.
I was waiting for it. I knew I opened the door for you.
Kevin,
you had to mention Cyberpunk.
I did. I
was
like,
he did.
Yeah, this game looks dope. I'm excited for it. All the videos I've seen make me want to play it.
So fucking good, man.
Yeah, I'm ready for it. But I'll be ready for it then too, because there's a lot to play. So overall, I'm actually glad when. As long they can delay for however long they want, as long as it's worth something, right?
Sure.
As long as in the end you got a product that's actually playable, because some of these games that come out are buggy as shit, dude. And I would have rather had them delayed than go and lose your save, or fucking crash in, or multiplayer be bugged out, or whatever. And yeah, like the Ascent. But and it sucks because it does tarnish some of these bugs, tarnish a good game, an otherwise good game. So yeah, take your time, man. Do the QC, right? Do the testing. Do that shit, and then come out with it, because you don't want your end users to do the testing for you, because they'll bitch on Twitter, and that's just not where you want that to happen.
You do not want that Twitter fucking rap.
No, you don't. You don't. The Twitter rap is strong, dude. They bring the heat. They'll offend your mother. They'll threaten your life. I mean, so yeah.
I do want to point out, just to show a little bit, we do have a Kina impression. It is in our Bethesda Xbox Bethesda showcase. Ooh. Kyle got a hands-on of the game.
I remember that. Oh yeah,
nice. It's a chef's kiss of a game. So yeah, if this means like, it's right next to like Deathloop, that's fine. It's a smaller experience. It's an indie title.
I think that would be bullshit.
Yeah. What?
I think if they released it around Deathloop, that would be fucking
Deathloop
bullshit.
September 20th, right?
Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah. So yeah, but this is what? This is September 24th. That's 4 days. That's 4 days later. Sure. The reason why I think it's bullshit is because Deathloop is a big AAA game that they released by a mega publisher. All right, and then you got this game.
It's gonna be an Xbox exclusive. I don't know if you fucking know that.
What?
No, I'm not gonna buy it until it comes out to Game Pass.
I remember that. I remember those conversations. Yeah, but no,
I don't even like it right now.
Dude, I just feel like it would be hung out to dry, man, because most people are gonna want to freaking buy Deathloop or at least play that. Well, actually,
I will. I want those fucking haptics.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, Kano's got haptics. Kano's got haptics.
They are completely different games, and I'm hoping that helps. I don't think anybody in the market
Kano's going to be discounted too, actually.
Yeah, that's true. It's only like $40, right?
Well, I heard from an inside source that works at Sony, it's my uncle, that Kino's going to be the PlayStation Plus game of September.
It's my uncle.
That's what I heard. It's my uncle.
Fuck your Uncle Joe.
Honestly, dude,
Uncle Joe.
I'd still buy it.
Same. Oh, dude,
it's fucking awesome.
I'm very excited for that game, but when it comes out, it comes out.
Yeah,
not so much to play. Too much.
Gaming together.
In a week.
I'm sure he's talking about Cyberpunk. He's saying I played it 60 hours on Xbox One X, never had any game-breaking bugs, but I'm an anomaly.
Wow, God bless you.
I played it for 140, my friend, on my Series X, and I never had any game-breaking bugs either. So you're not the only anomaly.
Lucky sons of
I know.
I played it for 8 hours. Couldn't get past the first quest.
Yeah, I feel bad for him, dude. Yeah, he couldn't get out of the prologue.
Nope.
No. You were.
It was the prologue. Yeah.
It was, yeah. But like,
finish the heist.
you had a game-breaking bug.
Yeah.
Like he had a character that wouldn't fucking load, and that character was needed to progress the story narratively. Yeah.
It's something similar.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Enough Cyberpunk. But anyway, yeah.
We're good.
That's great. Kana, 1 month, not bad. Okay. Next thing is so earlier this. Look, man, I'm gonna. We're gonna get into the PS5 SSD conversation right now, okay? And but let me preamble it with this, right? I myself was I don't like their messaging, and I'll get into it right now in a bit. But one thing I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna get on the clout chasing bandwagon and shit on them the way all these guys do, because I want to see a show of hands for every fucking person who talks about SSDs if they've actually spent the 200 plus on the Xbox expansion card.
Mm-hmm.
If you're so bent out of shape, or if you're so fucking excited about the way that the SSD works, and I'll happily say it, I definitely, from that perspective, the expansion card is fucking miles above, in terms of accessibility and how easy it is, right? But with that being said, if you are somebody who's championing that, right, and who's getting on the fucking hate bandwagon just because it's cool to do it nowadays, right? I'd like to see your $200 Xbox expansion card. I'd like to see if you actually bought it or not and took advantage of it. Okay, because if not, with all due respect, I'm not going to be mean right now. I'm not going to be mean right now. But anyway, to get back to the conversation, basically what happened is Seagate officially confirmed the first PS5 ready SSD, right?
Yes.
The pricing for it is $275 for 1 terabyte. Data storage firm says the FireCuda 530 will work even though there's not much room in the PS5, which is fine. We all know to swap SSDs in the PS5 itself, yeah, man, it's not a fucking, especially especially if you use both consoles, okay? If you use both consoles, it's hard not to make that. It's hard not to see it. It's hard not to make, that comparison, right? Where you just get a small proprietary card and plug it straight into the back of the console where it goes straight into the PCI Express port versus, you got people like me who don't really care. Sure. Yeah. It's a little tedious, popping off the thing, unscrewing the metal plate, popping it in, putting that back on, putting the plate back on. Yeah. In terms of how easy it is, sure, that's not a comparison. But the thing is here is, besides this, there's also some talk about even if you get an SSD that meets the standards of what the PS5 needs, right? Sony themselves did say that despite the fact that even if you do get a one of those SSDs, they cannot guarantee that all M.2 SSD devices meeting the described specifications will work with your console. This came straight from Sony. So they note that the read speeds on the Gen 4 drives have to be 5,500 megabits per second or faster, which is what is recommended, right? In order to put it into the PS5. Now, we already saw some confirmed ones, right? It's not just, you have Seagate who confirmed it, and Seagate were also the ones who made the Xbox expansion card. So... the Seagate did, Western Digital did. They also made one. Oris, they also made one, and then PNY made one. Now, some of these companies have variants like with heat sinks and without. If you get one without a heatsink and you decide to buy a heatsink for it, you have to make sure that the heatsink with the card actually fits into the slot. My suggestion would be to just buy the ones that already have a heatsink on them and save yourself the fucking headache. Right? You're going to save, I don't know, man. I just don't think the headache is worth it to save a few bucks, to be honest with you, especially for something
like $20. Yeah.
For something as delicate as this, and taking measurements and shit. Anyway, the point I wanted to make before I move on to you, Joe, is with these cards, I didn't like Sony's messaging. Okay. The only thing I didn't like about their messaging is it doesn't exude confidence when you sit there and you say, like, hey, this is what we're recommending, but we can't guarantee that it's going to work the same way. And the reason why I say that is because there's a tweet in September from Xbox about the Xbox expansion card, and they had this interview with Jason Ronald. He just fucking straight up said, this thing is going to be exactly the same as the internal drive in the Series X. You plug it into the back, you're going to get the same performance, you're going to get the same speeds, right?
Yeah.
And when you talk to people, they also tell you like, hey, you know, this is just like legalese. You know, like this is just like Sony's lawyers just throwing it out there. Their lawyers throwing it out there in case something happens. Like, hey, we told you, right? But I didn't see Microsoft doing that. You know, I mean, I didn't see that. I didn't see that either. So it's like a little bit nitpicking, to be honest with you. But at the same time, like it to me, when I see that, I don't like that. It's like a lack of confidence, right? Like when you tell people that. At least that's the way that's the angle I'm looking at it from, right?
No, I think that's the correct angle to look at it from.
Yeah.
So for me, my problem here is the messaging. That's my only problem with this solution is the messaging of it. That one line of like, hey, even if you have the one that meets the specifications, it may not work. It's Sony covering their ass, you know, because there may be
It's
some
a
cheap
pussy
ass
move.
cards out there. What's that?
It's a pussy move. It's a pussy move. They
Sure.
should have just fucking owned up to it. It'll
Yeah.
fucking work.
Yeah. But again, it's just like them not wanting to get sued. But I understand that. I understand it. Don't agree with it, but it is what it is.
Mhm.
Again, I want to be the PlayStation person that messages for them because you're right. Like, you know, when Jason Ronald gets on there, he has the ability to say this card will work. Why? Because we made the slot possible. We partnered with the company X to make this thing a reality. It's you know, it is a slot that everybody, if you want to make a product for proprietary, then you have the ability to say every single one of them will work.
Yes.
PlayStation's just taking the lawyer way out of it, which is the cowardly way out of it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the mess. That's the problem with the messaging. To me, I had an argument with Luke Lore about this. He's like, "This is poor design. This is awful. This is it sucks." And I'm just like, "This has been Sony's solution since PS3, the Fat Boy PS3. They say, hey, you want a better hard drive in it? You're allowed to crack open your PS3." Put in a better hard drive for it. Here's the specifications. Here's our recommendations. Go ahead, go for it, right? Don't poke your eye out. That's been Sony's motto since day one. So it doesn't shock me that like I have to open up a plate, grab a Phillips head, and secure the thing into place and pop back the plate.
Sure.
I'm fine with it. Is Xbox's solution better? Absolutely it is. But this is not catastrophic. To me, this isn't like a critical design flaw. They're giving me a solution to give myself more storage, one that I probably won't make. We're having discussions on the trophy room just because we are a PlayStation show. Should we do it? Should we not? But it's something where it's just like, yeah, it as a PlayStation person, as someone who's been in the ecosystem for 10 plus years, this is normal to me, and I have a problem. Like, I don't have a problem with it. It's like literally popping open that PlayStation 5 is going to take me 2 minutes to do everything that I need it to do, and I'm done.
Right.
And I never have to think about it again. And so for me, I'm like, okay.
No, you're right. And that's the thing too that we've argued about as well, right? Like, I mean, this whole thing again, dude. It's just it's all fucking clout chasing. That's all it is. It really is. That's the thing. I know it's not about not recognizing the difference between the two methods. It's about the fact that you're just really fucking magnifying this little fucking 2-minute thing that you have to do. You know what I mean? And obviously it's for the console warriors and whatever
for the
it is.
follow.
And we've seen it.
It's for the share.
I know. But I will tell you, despite what I have said though, the one thing I do like, is that Sony and their options, you have more room at this moment. There is more room for their expansions than Xboxes. I'm talking about with respect to the SSDs. Yeah. So with Sony's, at least like between Seagate and WD, they're offering 2 terabyte variants, right? So they're offering. Let me see. So the 1 terabyte, for instance, like with Seagate, their 1 terabyte is $275. I think that's a little bit that I'm not sure why. You know, I know it's a slightly faster drive. You know, on paper, but you know, the SSD expansion card for Xbox retails for $219.99. You know, and it's got and again it's in a proprietary form, and it's what $50-$60 cheaper than this. You know. And then their 2 terabyte variant is $569, but whereas Western Digital's is actually a lot cheaper than that, man. Western Digital 2 terabytes is $569, okay, and then they have a 4 terabyte variant. It's $1,000, but who the fuck's gonna pay that? I mean, hey, bro, you do you. But yeah, that's pretty crazy, man. Fuck. So yeah, at least there's options there. Jordan, I know you're gonna jump on that 4 terabyte variant, man. So.
Oh, dude, easy. I would love to shell out just over $1,000 for some extra storage. Fuck yeah, man.
Well, Jordan, I like usually asking you these questions because you, again, like, I mean, you were an Xbox only player for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, because my son is a fucking ambassador, you know, so now again, you know, like you're a new PS5 user and you're getting to see all this shit. And obviously we've seen the comparisons and we've had these conversations, but what do you think about this, you know, with respect like to the differences or everything that we talked about, basically?
No, absolutely. So I will preface by saying that I do use external storage for my Xbox. I do not have the Seagate expansion.
Yeah.
I would like to, but me personally, as of right now, I can't justify spending, you know, half the value of a console.
You don't need
that expansion. You don't
need it. Yeah.
And that's ultimately what this boils down to, is that this is a quality of life solution for really hardcore people, because not everyone buys external expansion. And like I said, it's a quality of life thing. But at the same time, just because that's not a very common thing to do, doesn't mean it's an excuse to make it a very obtuse process. It's very, very strange compared to the whole plug and play thing. And again, I'm not saying that I'm not capable of taking a screwdriver and taking a panel off of something and sticking a card in. Yeah. But at the same time, I know. Oh shit. I don't know what I'm doing.
Honey, while you're putting in the SSD, oh god.
Not again.
Where's that metal plate?
Right. But you know, at the same time, you know, game files are getting bigger. So there is kind of a concern in that regard. But my biggest issue is just the fact that like you had mentioned, Mo and Joe, that hey, you guys' names rhyme. The language is really obscure and not encouraging. You know, the whole unable to guarantee performance and all that stuff. So I wish it was a bit more clear. It doesn't affect me, and it probably doesn't affect, you know, the majority of consumers. But at the same time, I wish it was a bit more elegant.
I wish that message seemed more confident.
Yes. That was my point. Yes.
It was. It did
that's
not
exactly what
confidence.
I was saying. Yeah, Kevin, what do you think, man?
So I'm gonna drop some knowledge real quick. I want more people.
Yes.
All right. Yes. So NVMe PCI Gen 4 drives are fucking fast, right? And they come in different flavors. They come in different speeds. The PS5 SSD is incredibly fast. It's probably 2 to 3 times faster than the solution that Microsoft has. What that relates to in games, who knows? Don't care. But it correlates with how expensive these fucking drives are, right? So you can actually get a Gen 4 NVMe of a terabyte for like under $100, but it doesn't meet those requirements, the 5,500 megabytes a second read speed, right? So that's the issue here, is that you got to go high end, you know, on these chips, and that's going to cost you. That speed is going to cost you. That quality control that they put into those higher end drives to make sure that, you know, they're that speed. Not everyone comes out, you know, of the assembly line and can reach those speeds. So that's why they're so expensive. I think the option is great that you finally can stick something in there. I don't think it's an eloquent solution. But people are trying to separate this from, like Joe said, like, it's not hard, but you have Xbox sitting right there where you can stick the card in its ass and be done with it, right? So So you can't ignore
How fucking
that, right?
immature are we?
I know. So you can't ignore that the Xbox can take it so easily, and you got to crack open the PS5.
Come on with these
and get in there with
the
a screwdriver
My man's good.
and get in there deep to switch, to install this drive. Is it easy? Yes, it's easy. And if the Xbox didn't have its solution, no one would even blink an eye, right? Because I mean, it'd be PS5 and PC, and PC is going to be a hell of a lot more work than sliding off a side panel. So yeah, man, I don't know. The SSD is impressive, but I think Sony kind of put themselves in that corner. I think they didn't. Maybe they couldn't build something external to be up to spec with those speeds, right? And that's why they had to build it the way they did. I don't know, but SSD prices fluctuate all the time. Yeah. If you don't need it now, and remember, PlayStation has that badass Kraken compression. And all PlayStation 5 games are much, much smaller than their Xbox counterparts, up to like 50% smaller because they compress the fuck out of them, right? And they decompress on the fly. And that's in part due to that architecture. So, I mean, do you really need it? You might think you need it, but maybe you don't. Maybe you can cycle some games, or maybe you can offload some games. I know I have all the shit that I want to play, but that's not my main, multi-platform place to play games. For the Xbox, I did buy the card. It's super easy. It sits back there. It's nice. And I'd buy a bigger card. For the PS5, I'm gonna wait a little while. I don't need it. And those prices will come down, as the technology gets easier. See, okay, so here's the thing. The SSD pricing and the memory chip pricing fluctuates so much, man. It's so volatile based on how production goes over there. If there's a flood in China or Taiwan, then prices go up. If there's a shortage, prices go up. If you look over time, you can see them swing 50% in any direction over the course of a few months. So there's no telling, man. Right now, there's a chip shortage. And there still is. Whether that affects that, there's always chips on those drives, right? So I think that's partly why we're seeing some higher prices right now. But I also think it's just because the drives that the PS5 take are so high end. They're not your cheap, Western Digital Blues. You got to get the super pimp edition to be able to put them in here. And some people have actually tested the beta. Remember, this is a beta firmware, so it's not out yet.
Yes.
But have tested it with slower drives and have played Ratchet and Clank and have played some games. So I think it's just an overhead thing. I think you might be actually okay with a shittier drive right now, but who knows? In the future, you might load up, game X and it won't work.
So it sounds like the overhead thing, you're definitely right about it, but I think the whole 5500 thing, I mean, do you think it's being fully utilized right now?
No.
Even in Ratchet and Clank, you don't think it was fully utilized?
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay.
No, there's no fucking way, dude. That's a lot of data. And the fact that people are installing drives that can only do 2500 read speeds and 3000 read speeds and still playing those games just fine, that makes me think that it's just an overhead thing, which makes sense, right? I mean, they want this thing to last 4 or 5 years and be able to tap that out. They went all in on this SSD, man, and that whole architecture is pretty fucking impressive. I don't know when they're gonna really take advantage of it. I think I'd say halfway through
the cycle.
Yeah, I think we might see it, but right now, they're not touching those speeds. They can't be.
Yeah, see, for somebody like me who doesn't really know that well, like I remember when this whole thing came out a few days ago, I was like, okay, like probably the best benchmark right now that we have to test out any of the drives is going to be Ratchet and Clank. That's why I was asking you, right? Because you played the game, right? Like, I mean, the loading is really fucking amazing, right? Like, I mean, in terms of the way that it loads the world,
it's super smooth.
Yeah, so that's why I was under the impression, I'm like, okay, yeah, that has to be the benchmark if it's going to be used. But you're telling me that some people were installing slower drives, and they were actually working.
And they were working. And a lot of that stuff I was talking to you before the show, the PS5 will load some of that shit into memory, which is always going to be faster than your SSD.
Sure.
So, that I think they just built that SSD. They overbuilt that shit. And just to be sure that, their vision can be seen in the future. I think it's wicked cool. And Microsoft was like, this is probably good enough.
Yeah,
and just went with a slower speed and put effort into other things, right? So there is a difference between the two solutions, but yeah, looking at both of them and the fact that they are the two main, consoles out there, it's hard not to be like, oh, the Xbox is easier. I mean, it is. It is.
Of course,
And I really wish that honestly, I think Sony could have came out with their own badged, SSD like they did with the fucking memory cards, right? For Vita or whatever. And maybe that would have solved this whole messaging. Like, buy this. This is it. Have Seagate make them one or whatever.
That.
I think we might too. I think we might too.
Within the next 6 months. Yeah. Next 6 to like.
How's that going to work though? How's that going to work though?
You just put your PlayStation certified on the right hand corner of the box, throw it in a GameStop.
Historically, though, those have always been more expensive.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, people are already complaining about the prices now. Imagine for those. Yeah. Those are probably going to be fucking, marked
guess
up
what?
a little bit.
Twitter is here to complain about anything from stolen elections to pandemics to heatsink with my SSD. It's like, it's all right. We're going to be the average consumer, real talk. Listen here, folks. I used to work at a GameStop, and I've only I've only seen like 6 people ever come into a store going, "Oh, hey, I have a custom hard drive on this or whatever," right? Like, to me, that's like a very few. We're in the minority here. I think and Ain said it on Bitcast earlier. I think the thing that people actually probably want are the external, like solid state drives that you have there.
Yes.
I think that's what people, I think that's really going to be the big thing there. But I don't see, I really don't see this as the biggest issue in the world. I don't really even see it as an issue. It's just an option for the hardcore players or people that hoard digital content to hang on to it. Cause I am, to me, the casual consumer here is like, I don't really care about the internal storage because like I beat a game and I'm done with it. So like, and I play 1 or 2 games at a time. I really hone in on it. So for me, like this isn't a problem.
Yeah.
But, Jordan, did I make a double entendre and I didn't?
No, I just read Kevin's stupid comment.
Oh boy.
Here, I'll just magnify it. GameStop alumni are the best, all damaged and shit. This is true, man. This is true, man. This is true.
Again, and I remember one time because this guy had like a JRPG game in his PS3 and we couldn't return it or whatever because his PS3 broke and he threatened to kick my ass. And I'm like, dude, you have a custom hard drive in here too. So it's not like I could do I can't replace it. You have whatever. And he's like, don't you have a screwdriver? I'm like, I'm not allowed to touch it.
They don't fucking get it, man. They don't get it, man. Hey, lady's a GameStop alumni too, so.
Lady, how did you survive?
God bless you.
Oh, and you're a woman at GameStop. Oh, fuck.
And you know what, man? Look, at the end of the day, too, despite all this shit that we're talking about, there's a couple of good things over here. No. Oh, I mean, Matt, he's like, look, the reason why I'm highlighting Matt's is because when the expansion card, when it was announced and before the price was announced, a lot of people were like, oh, the 150, right? And when they announced that it was 219, everybody was taken aback by it, right? But except for the people that actually knew the tech, like Kevin, like I'm sure you were looking at it, you're like, okay, this looks fair. I mean, this looks about market price, right? And the way I looked at it initially, I'm not gonna lie to you, right? I thought initially, I'm like, because it's on console, I'm like, okay, they'll probably do it somewhere between 150 to 175. I saw 220, and then I looked into it, and then I saw the proprietary fucking size and everything that they did and how amazing it is. And I'm like, yeah, man, this is fair. Like this is fair, and that's why I'm highlighting Matt's message because he said if you want the best, it's gonna cost you. This shit's not fucking cheap. It's not cheap.
This is like 10% of all PS5 users out there that are ever gonna do this fucking shit.
Exactly.
Yes.
I mean, honestly.
Yes.
So
and that's why I started. That's why I started this whole conversation with. For all the people that are bitching about this, whether you're on the Xbox, if you're on the Xbox side,
buy it anyway.
I want to see if you paid for the expansion card. And if you're on the Sony side, I'd like to see you, I'd like to see you drop $250 for this SSD since you're championing it so much. So Talk is cheap, man. That's talk is cheap
Yeah.
when it comes to this shit. It's just fucking console warriors, dude.
I was one of those guys that balked at that price too. So I was like, yeah, 150 sounds good. And then when I saw 20, I was like,
yeah. I mean, yeah, it's
but I'm a
expensive.
dumbass. But I'm a dumbass. So I have two perfectly capable, externals that aren't as fast, obviously, but it does what I want it to do, and I'm content.
Yeah, no, man, that's all. Look, it's all a matter of whether you actually need it or not. It is a quality of life improvement. Yeah, but PlayStation's
100%.
fucking dead. They're for the Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
Fuck you, PS5. Yeah. Chapter 11.
There was something else I wanted to highlight over here. Actually, Kevin, I want to see if you can answer this one. So, Game Positive here said, I'm not convinced that the GPU CPU won't bottleneck the max potential of the PS5 SSD. What do you think about this, bro? Good comment, Game. Damn, bro.
And that's why I said it was overbuilt. And I don't know. I'm not Bill Nye over here. But they built this SSD and it's like the SSD is like next gen. Like they could probably not touch this SSD and just stick it in the PS6 and it'd probably be fine. I mean, that's how advanced this shit is. So I don't want to bore people anymore, but it's a hella fast architecture that they set up, and the GPU and CPU are across the board they're very similar between the Xbox and the PS5. So they dumped a lot of fucking money and a lot of research into this SSD.
Yeah, they did.
So I don't know, man. He's probably right. I mean, I think the SSD has a lot of room to grow. A lot.
And look, guys. Hey, Crystal. Hey, Crystal's here. Sounds pretty Bill Nye. He does sound pretty Bill Nye, doesn't he, Crystal? Good to see you here. Yeah, man. And look, guys. One other thing too that I have noticed. Don't fucking clown these fucking brilliant people who worked on the engineering for these consoles, because if you can do it yourself, which I doubt you could, okay, go fucking do it. Otherwise, if you wanna suck off the balls of your brand or whatever it is, that's fine. But by clowning these fucking brilliant people who are very accomplished and respected among their peers just because you fucking paid for the competitor's console to validate your fucking purchase, you're a sad motherfucker, man. Honestly, I mean, the way that these people think is beyond anything I can actually, Look at Sarko, he's like, I can't even spell SSD.
Can I also say one last thing, and then I'm over this subject. I promise. Anybody that is criticizing this and then say I haven't touched my PS5 since Miles Morales. Shut up. Then this doesn't concern you. This is for it doesn't concern you. Just
I don't need this. I haven't touched my PS5.
Okay. You shouldn't have bought
to
it.
get the dust off of it before I can install it. There's so much dust. Much dust.
I'm not paying for a game over $70.
I need to dust it off and then find a screwdriver.
Yeah.
All right. So you're asking a lot of me here, bro. You guys.
I hate people that buy both consoles and then they're like, listen, I'm not biased. I bought both. It's like, no, you're biased and you're bad at handling your money. It's like you got poor purchasing habits and you're biased over a piece of plastic. Like that's what it really comes down to. And I'm sick of the chairboy, consultants over here. Consultant Mark Cerny, he'll take your goddamn ears. You talk to him like that. He's got the knife and everything.
Man, for sure. So my fucking son Ains is in here, man. Hey, Mike. Mike, Ains is your fan, man. He said, "No, Mike, I'm out." Well, Ains, thanks for popping in, buddy. I'm sorry to disappoint you. You know what I mean? I thought maybe Jordan's beautiful face would keep you around, but I guess not.
He's full of shit. He's gonna stay here just to look at this lower right corner of the screen.
It's true. That's why I'm here.
Just drink it in, Ains.
Hey, Ains, I know right now you've been playing the Spartan bots, and I can't fucking wait to try them out with you. So please, just give us a little bit. Give us a yep, he's out. All right, buddy. I'll see you in a bit. So anyway. All right, let's move on, guys. Joe, did you play that Ascent?
I played 40 minutes of it, and then it was giving me these weird audio bugs.
Mhm.
And then I was just like, all right, I'll check this back in a month,
Mhm.
maybe.
Okay.
Mhm.
So
There you go. That's all I got.
okay.
Cool.
Yeah, that's cool. So the Ascent, obviously, it released this week. It's from a developer. Well, it's a 12-person development team, and it got some mixed scores. You know, if you care about that type of thing. The PC version on Meta, it got a 74 average, and the series
Review bombed.
yeah, apparently it got review bombed.
100%.
The Xbox version got a 65, and usually I don't like to refer to Meta. I'm usually open critic, person, but whatever. This is just for the sake of this conversation. Now, a lot of the complaints were, and our brother Ains from SG from Season Gaming, fucking visit Season Gaming. So he reviewed the game and he told us a lot of the things, kind of what to expect. I personally didn't play it. I know Kevin and Jordan did, and they played a good chunk of it. And I know my fucking son Mike here in the background, he played it as well. So they can comment more on it. But the one thing everybody agrees on is it's absolutely gorgeous. It's a beautiful game. But apparently, there's not a lot of substance to it in terms of the, I know there's bugs. And what I heard also is the fact that there's the loot itself. Like, loot was promised. This was promised to be some type of, co-op loot, like heavy loot experience. And apparently, it really skimmed on the loot aspects, And if you read even like Jez Corden from Windows Central, he gave it a 7, and he pretty much him and Ains pretty much echoed each other in terms of in terms of their concerns about the game. I mean, they had the same, they praised it the same, and they both shared the same concerns as well. And that's pretty much what, any level-headed reviewer who actually did review it came to that conclusion. What I will say is, there's a lot of fucking stupid shit out there about the fact that, this game apparently is being review bombed or whatever it is. People need to stop that fucking bullshit, please. Okay. Just because a game does not score as high as you want it to, it doesn't make it a bad game. It doesn't make it a shitty game, right? There is no fucking media bias. Sometimes games not every game is going to be a 9. Not every game is going to be a 10, and not every game is going to be an 8. You know what I mean? I can sit here and I can tell you, I pretty much I may sucker for 6s, okay, 6s and 7s if that's what you want to call them, okay. Last Generation, 2 of my favorite fucking games from Last Generation, and I keep saying this: Rise, Son of Rome, The Order 1886. I absolutely love those games, and you can check the scores on both of them, okay. Yeah. And if you guys are gonna sit there, and again, this all goes back to console warring, media bias. There is no fucking media bias, bro. Just stop that. Just stop that shit. Anyway, I'll let you guys talk about it. And the other thing too, it's not media bias if you enjoy the game. You have every right to enjoy the game as much as you do. Oh. If the game is a 10 in your eyes and a reviewer gave it a 7, it doesn't mean that it's a 7 to you.
Right.
Let it be a 10 to you. That's fine. Right.
Here's the thing, though.
I don't know how that changes your perception. I'm going to get to you, Joe. I'm about to fucking rant right now.
Go for it. Go for it.
There you go.
I don't know how that itself changes your perception of what it is that's playing. If you're playing a game and you're fucking loving it and you're like, wow, this is a 9, how the fuck? This guy gave it a 7. This is media bias. I don't know how that affects you in any way, shape, or form, except if you're a content creator and you're fucking looking for clout, which is there's a lot of them out there that do that, or
sadly,
you're just very fucking shallow. This type of shit should not ever. And hold on, and on top of that, it also goes the other way as well. Let's swing it the other way. If there's a game that reviews that reviews high 80s, 90s, whatever it is, right? If a game reviews high, and you don't agree with those reviews, that's your experience, and that's okay. You don't have to agree with the reviews. It should not change your experience at all. Okay. Ratchet and Clank scored very high. Me personally, I thought it was great. I didn't think it was fucking wow. Outside of the visual aspect, which was phenomenal, right? I didn't agree. I don't think it was a 9. I'll put it somewhere between an 8 and an 8.5, right? That was my experience. I'm not fucking mad that it scored higher. And I'm pretty sure if you're enjoying the Ascent, you shouldn't be mad that it scored lower. I'm not fucking mad that The Order 1886, one of my favorite PS4 games, is clowned to this day and scored in the mid-60s. If you're going to clown it, I don't give a fuck. Bro, I still love Cyberpunk. I will always love Cyberpunk, right? It's my fucking game of the year of 2020, and I don't care what anyone tells me. And just because you had a bad experience with it, I'm sorry that you did. I did not. And you know, I mean, if it got a bad review, I didn't agree with it. My experience didn't agree with it. Yeah. So stop being fucking angry and pointing the fingers at the wrong places, because it sounds so stupid when you do that. There's no media bias, dude. Stop it. It's fucking bullshit. You sound stupid. Anyway, go ahead, Joe. I'm done.
No, you're right. I hate my. Here's the thing. This is going to become the Mo and Joe bitch for an hour and a half about social media. I hate the comments of like, I can't believe the Ascent score or GameX scored this. I'm loving it. Look at the graphics. I'm a man of culture. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I love my favorite show this year is. Here's the thing. All right. Here's a great example. I watched Handmaid's Tale. I binged the shit out of Handmaid's Tale. Got to the end of the 4th season. That show is a phenomenon. It's an amazing, like, I literally can't find anything wrong with it. On the same flip of the fucking coin, I love Loki, and I can't find a problem with Loki. I think Loki is a terrific show, and I rank them so close in my mind's eye. Does that mean that Loki is on par with Handmaid's Tale? No, critically, probably fucking not. I love most MCU movies. Okay? Love them all. I love Black Panther. Probably my favorite MCU movie. When I saw it was nominated for Best Picture, I thought, yeah, Disney paid money to have that there. No fucking way does Black Panther stand up against, I don't know what movies at the time, but it's, come on. Yeah. And I love that movie. It's so culturally important, but I understand where it is at the end of the day. Understand that, yeah, I might be playing a game that I'm not digging and it gets rated higher. Great for that game. I may be playing a game and it gets rated lower. That's fine. Does it take my enjoyment out of it? It's just a number. You know what does really like? Shout out to Luke Lore. He sucks and he's fucking awful, but he said something really awesome once. And that is, he was at E3 the year before the Dark Time, and he saw the devs behind Crackdown 3. And he walked up to him, he approached them, and they're like, oh boy. He's like, hey, I played Crackdown 3. They're like, uh-huh. And he's like, hey, I loved it. Thank you all so much for the hard work. That's the shit that matters. That's the shit that actually matters at the end of the day. Look, I know a lot of people that were reviewing that game. A lot of them going like, what? Whoa. When's that patch that fixes all this?
Yes.
And sometimes a lot of people, it's like a lift behind the veil. Sometimes the day one patch really is the day one patch. And sometimes the day one patch is 3 days beforehand, and you have to make that judgment call at 0 hour. It's not like, you know, Joe Schmo at IGN goes, I'm going to rate this game a 9. And the editor in chief goes, all right. They literally have conversations of why do you feel this way and challenging them. You know, I honest to goodness, I take away with this is it's why I love review discussions rather than reviews.
Yes.
It's because A, I'm dyslexic, and B, I really like I love the minutia of it, of why the reviewer thought this way about the game. And you get into the mechanics more of it. And so for me, like, it's a reason why we don't believe in review scores at the trophy room, because all I'm going to get is like Jack Dick Needle Dick over here is going to yell at me because I rated something too high or too low, or be called a Sony pony, or look in my trophies because they're weird. It's just, I don't want any of that. So we just talk about the game, and we talk about what we love, what we don't, and how we would recommend it if we would. That's it. It's like every time a new release happens now, I loathe it. Not because I'm not excited for the game, but I am just loathing the conversation, because it just sucks. Right. It just sucks. So
that's the truth too. And one other thing before I jump to you guys for the impressions, when you're looking at these things too, you have to keep in mind also what the reviewers that you're looking at, what is it that you're looking for, out of this game, and whether these reviewers actually meet your criteria, right?
Also,
yeah.
I'm sorry, Mo, I gotta cut you
you're
off.
Gucci, bro.
Don't
you're Gucci, baby.
trust YouTubers.
I know.
As a former YouTuber,
I know.
we are very easily bought out.
I know. Yeah,
So easily.
like it.
Because we just want that relationship to keep going.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you're seeing so many people shy away from content creators and into streamers. Why? The streamers aren't here to question the game. They're not here to give it a fucking review score. They're just there to shut up and play the game to get people interested. And streamers are on a tight leash of what they can even talk about. So they're just seeing like unadulterated marketing right in front of them. The problem with review scores is that people already made up their fucking mind before the review came out because of really good marketing. You thought the Ascent was 9 because you saw a whole lot of fucking particle effects, and it just your synapses in your brain just started firing off on all cylinders. That's why you want it to be a 9. You don't want objectivity. You just want validation.
And that's what I was saying. That's exactly what I was saying. You have to. No, man. You're right. That was the impression. That's hype. What you just described is hype. That's what it is. Your hype gives in, and then you end up expecting something, and it doesn't end up being what you want. And what I was talking about with reviews, when you look at these reviews, these reviewers have to fulfill the criteria that you want, basically, out of how much substance are you asking for out of these experiences, right? At the end of the day, video games are fun. They're always fun. That's what they're meant to be. And if that's what you're looking for, then go ahead, right? But if you want an experience that's going to have some substance in it, for instance, like this game, right? If you are a person that likes dungeon crawlers, or you like looters, right? Like co-op looters, and you want some deep looting aspects or deep looting whatever in the game, and it's not there, and it pretty much skimps out on it after the impression was it was going to be the complete opposite. You can't fault reviewers for docking at points for that, right? That was one of the selling points. And unfortunately, when something like that is gone, it's going to get docked. It's going to get docked. Like, you can't will things into existence. If a game has shallow loot, no matter how much you bitch and cry, for instance, it's not going to change. It's a beautiful game. It's got colors. But,
love colors.
Yeah, colors are the shit, man. All right, Jordan, Kevin, I know you guys put the most time into it, so let me hear it, baby.
I did. So I just wanted to preface it by saying that I'm just about level 13 now, and I've put exactly 6.5 hours into this game. I was really excited about this game. I think all of us were. Because it is friggin' gorgeous. There's no disputing that. Particle effects, environmental destruction, neon. It's got a wonderful cyberpunk aesthetic that, honestly, I feel like rivals the vision of cyberpunk when I visualize it compared to the actual Cyberpunk 2077 game. But anyways, this game needed more time in the oven. There's a lot of bugs. There are some gameplay mechanics and game systems that are, in my opinion, not very well fleshed out. The map is borderline illegible. I can't read what the hell I'm looking at on the map. The player icons, as far as where your co-op partners are, they're dark colors. They don't stand out from the map at all. Your GPS navigation thing tells you to go one way, and then you take one step, it tells you to go another way. The audio bugs, the menu system sometimes doesn't even work. You can't even quit out of a game. You have to quit through the dashboard. I feel like this game deserves the scores that it was given. In my opinion, it's a 7. It's maybe a 6. You don't have
Careful, you're trekking in dangerous territory.
You don't have to post up with the intentions of dying on a hill in order to defend your opinion of a game in opposition of what reviewers are saying. It's stupid. It's asinine. You don't get anything out of it. You look dumb.
Right on, man.
I'm someone that I don't look at scores. I don't read reviews. Sorry, Ains. So I have no reference of comparison to say like, yeah, this game, this reminds me a lot of this. But like you said, Mo, I've played a lot of games. I probably have played a lot of games that haven't scored the highest, but very rarely have I played a game that I would say is just utter shit or is not even a playable game to go. This is a playable game. But it's not a very brilliant game. It's fun. It has a solid foundation there. The shooting feels good, but I think they could have probably spent more time either optimizing it or fine tuning some of those systems, rather than trying to cram in some of these half-baked mechanics as far as the loot system goes. The story is really just ancillary at best. Like, it's just there. Mike and I played this for a couple hours the other day, and we just cruised around blowing people up, and we had a good time watching people fly apart, you know. But again, as far as story beats, we're just like, move me to point A to point B. As long as I don't get lost, I'm having a good time. That's kind of it, though, man.
Yeah. What about you, Kev?
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Jordan here. This is definitely not a 9.7 game. It's just that there's nothing inspiring about it. There's nothing unique about it. But it plays well when it plays well. You know, there's so many little bugs that take away from it. The crashing, the weird sound bugs when you play co-op, the tutorials that come up in the middle of a battle, which are fantastic, and they're long pressed, tutorial exit buttons. So you got to hold down B for like 3 seconds as you're getting shot at.
Yes.
So there's all these little things. The story just sucks. I could care less about it. But it is a fun little, I wouldn't even say it's Diablo-esque because the loot sucks, right? So it's more of a top-down shooter. Almost reminds me of a light version of like Torchlight or something. It's fun. It's really pretty, and I think it's well worth the asking price. Remember, this is like a $30 game. So yeah, man, for $30, this is a fun experience. This is not something I'd ride on a flag as the Xbox exclusive and a reason to get a Series X,
so much
which
coming.
people seem to be doing. Why?
Did someone actually say that?
I'm not gonna name
Christ
names,
Jesus.
but yeah, no, there's a lot of people, and again, it is for the narrative, right? Because it's a pretty looking game. But once you get into it, there's nothing special here.
Sure.
6 or 7 would probably be a fair, score for this. I think in 2 to 3 patches, you're gonna get just a solid action shooter. Don't go into it for the RPG mechanics or elements; they're not there. But if you just want to shoot around, level up, grind out some levels with some homies and just chill, I think it's fantastic for that. And it's super pretty. It is super, super pretty. Thank you, Crystal. But the lights on my OLED, man, the lighting is fantastic. They haven't even implemented HDR yet, and it still looks great. So honestly, some of the scenes are jaw-dropping. So it makes for a good, footage reel, and I think that's kind of what hyped this shit up. But don't let these reviews tell you not to play it. I think a lot of people are going to find it enjoyable. I think a lot of people are going to jam out to the music, to the tunes, and have a fun time with this thing. I mean, I don't know how long the game is, but if it gives somebody 10, 15, 20 hours of playtime for $30, do it. And again, I just think it needs a couple patches because it gets old when you hear machine gun fire the entire time you're in co-op with your buddy, or or you can't find a fucking waypoint because the levels are just kind of all look the same. So you get completely lost, and there's verticality in it, so then you don't know what level you're supposed to be on in that direction, so you have to backtrack, and there's just too many nitpicks to make this like a 9. It's crazy, a 9. Diablo 4 hopefully will be a 9 or some shit, but this is not it. This ain't the hill to die on. But fun game, yeah.
How much does Sony pay to say that? Son of a bitch.
Yes, I got that big Sony check coming in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. So anyway, man, yeah. So that's Ascent, I guess. Hopefully, look, I'm gonna dive into it. I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty sure the devs themselves have read a lot of the issues that some of the reviewers have had, and these devs are smart enough to know that that okay, these are things that we probably need to implement. What were we saying, George?
I did want to say Neon Giant. They actually did put out a tweet for anyone that's playing the game to freely report bugs. They have a whole system you can put in as far as like describe what the issue is, when it happened, how it happened. So yeah, they're kind of open sourcing everyone to submit whatever bugs they're having to make the game better, which is awesome. So yeah, I think
definitely.
it can be a good game. It really can. I think it has a lot of potential. Just iron out some of the details, and it'll earn the rating that it deserves.
Oh yeah.
Form your own opinions. Don't listen to what everyone else is saying. Just form your own fucking opinions. Play the games.
Yes, please. Please don't listen to us at all. Just go
play
the fucking game.
No,
Delilah, I'm sorry. Nobody's killed them. If you're enjoying it, please enjoy it. Okay?
Yes, please.
No. I hope you love it. You know, I mean, yeah. This is just our rambling and our opinion. So if you're enjoying it, more power to you. I'm really happy that you are.
No, I hope you don't enjoy it.
Yeah, except for Joe. Joe's secretly hoping you don't.
Yeah, because he's a Sony pony, so don't enjoy it.
Is.
I hope it crashes all the time.
A year after, when it comes to PlayStation, I'm gonna be like, "Oh, this is the game of the year, best game ever! Oh my god, I'm a man of many things: culture, high taste, colors. It's got it all in here."
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Hey, last thing on this, Sarko, I would be more than happy to run it with you co-op, my man. You just throwing it out there. You got it, baby. You got it. Oh, also one last thing. So I know somebody claimed that code from Cloud earlier. So again, I just want to thank him. He didn't even know that somebody had claimed it or not. I think Khaled in here. He was the one that claimed it. Yes. So yeah, definitely, yes, man. Cloud, thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man, as always. Yeah. Okay. Next thing. Horizon Forbidden West. It was rumored initially that so we already knew about Horizon Forbidden West. They said it's on track, you know, by Herman Hulst and Lion Ryan. They both said that apparently it was on track to ship this year. It was on track, right? But they never confirmed it. Jeff Grubb had mentioned that he had heard it was going to be pushed to 2022, and then Jason Schreier from Bloomberg reported on Friday. That he basically corroborated Jeff Grubb's claims that it was going to get pushed into 2022. And he said Sony Corp has delayed the upcoming game, Horizon Forbidden West, to the first quarter of 2022, according to a person familiar with the matter. And I'm telling you, it is decided and delayed. So if Lord Schreier himself has said it, then so it must be. And I say that with the utmost sarcasm. Anyway, so... Yeah, I mean, look, yeah. So for all intents and purposes, I mean, right now it's not confirmed by Sony. They haven't come out and said it anyway, but it seems like this is one of those situations where, you know, where there's smoke, there's fire. If they haven't confirmed it or they haven't really even decided, you know, look at like Halo Infinite, for instance, right? A lot of people were concerned initially that it was going to, it was going to be past a year, right? They haven't confirmed the date yet, right? But the thing is Microsoft didn't say it's on track for 2021. No, they said it will release in 2021. When in 2021, we still don't know, but we know it's going to. And right now, just playing this tech preview and everything that's going on and whatever, I mean, we know it's going to be in the holiday season. They've already said it. Whereas this one, they said, like, right now it's on track, but we just don't want to commit to it yet. And obviously, you know, again, this is just one of those things with delays. So
can I just talk to one of these trolls in the chat?
Why?
Can I address one of these trolls?
Which trolls?
Called Partial.
Poor shopper. That
poor shopper. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
First off, you gotta make that clear.
Oh, you mean this guy right here? Oh, okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this guy was trolling.
Yeah, this guy right here. Okay.
No, I really thought, because the way Jim Lion Ryan, who is a deceiver, was talking about it, I was like, okay, so this game, because this game was on PS4 first, and then it was they, not to say ported, but whatever. Then they started making it on the PS5, right? I remember stories from the developers talking about how this game was like almost immediate after Horizon Zero Dawn's DLC. The DLC was literally scrapped story idea. So right after they were done with Frozen Wilds, they were onto this project. So it's been a while in the making. And for it to be on PS4, PS5 means they gotta double the work here and there. So for me, after I saw Herman Hulst's tweet of like, it's on track, but it could go to 2022, that's uncertainty. That means it's not coming. That means it's that to me. I read that as okay, 2022. It is, I guess. As much as I would love it this holiday season, absolutely love it, but it's not here. It's not going to happen. And before people go, oh, what happens to PlayStation's lineup? The holiday season, what are they going to do?
Here comes but you are backpedaling. Yeah, he's calling you. Wait, yeah. Ainge just messaged me too. He's like, "Look, this pony's backpedaling." So I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, I get it. No, but but yeah, once I got that, it was. I had a feeling, but I wanted to say it with confidence and with gusto that it was happening in 2021, and I'm gonna still say it with confidence and gusto. It's coming out 2021. The sooner I get to play this game, the better. But if Jason Schreier says it's not, then well, I guess our hands are tied, and it's not coming out 2021.
Don't you dare challenge him.
As much as it sucks, he's gonna ban me, huh? Shit. As much as it sucks, when people go, "What's PlayStation gonna do this holiday season?" You see it. It's Deathloop, Kena, and whatever the next call up is. So.
I'm not really concerned about that, to be honest with you, because again, this is just all part of the stupid conversations that we see. I mean, because you're kind of, they're like, oh well, how are they going to fill up the rest of the year? But I mean, we've seen it before. But we've seen it before.
Fucking job.
Yeah, I know, seriously. But we have seen it before too. Like, I mean, guys, like. Even if you release 2 or 3 AAAs a game or 4 AAAs a year, like, I mean, third-party publishers still carry the brunt of the rest of the year, and that's what these guys depend on. And let's not forget too that like Xbox also went through these days as well, where the third-party titles really carried them for throughout the year, right, until they had something to release, and now we're starting to see that. So we're slowly starting to see that shift.
I'll happily accept the gold medal for backpedaling games. I appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely.
Listen, God forbid I have hopes, dreams, and aspirations, Ames. God forbid, okay?
Fuck your dreams, Joe.
How dare you?
Yeah, I know.
You can't all work with robots every day or whatever you do.
Damn.
But like when I think of like the first year of the PlayStation 5, even though Horizon's not in it, it's like we still got Demon's Souls, we still got Spider-Man, we still got Sackboy, Returnal, Ratchet and Clank, the OG that is Destruction All Stars lives up there. We still got a bevy of goddamn games to play, so it's not bumming me out one bit.
No, definitely not. Jordan, Kevin. I know you guys are just dying right now that this game was delayed. You guys got anything to add to this?
Yeah, if you look at my name, PS5 is fucking dead. Holiday 2021.
Chapter 11, bro.
Mark my words.
Chapter 11.
Mark my words.
Chapter 11.
After Deathloop, then it's dead.
Yeah, completely dead.
Oh, by the way, Delilah wants to thank you for beta testing the game, you suckers.
I love that.
I'm just letting you guys know.
We're just doing
what do you think?
Horizon, I can wait on this. I mean, it's fine.
I can.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I really like the first one, but take your time, fucking polish it off, and come out with a good game. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it.
I'm still waiting to play the first one. I'll wait for the.
That's right. Yeah,
and then I could. So I'm cool. I'm gravy still. I waited for God of War, and I got the enhancements, and that was worth it.
Yes, it fucking was, man. I'm sure it was, for sure. Crystal here's holding out hope for Forbidden West this year. I hope you get it.
Hold out hope.
And Wild Boy is. I mean, what an idea! Just release it for PC instead of PS5. I mean, wow, what a world that would be! Wow. Oh yeah, man. Okay. Now that we got that delay out of the way, let's move on to our final topic, and that is the Halo Infinite tech preview, my friends. Unfortunately, only half of us in here ended up getting. Obviously, everybody knows tech preview. They sent it out, especially if you were if you were an insider, if you were registered with the insider program. I was lucky enough to get it. I don't know how this pony under me ended up getting an invitation either, but he got one too, and we haven't been able to stop it since it went live on Friday. We haven't been able to stop playing it. I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of videos. You've watched. You've read a lot of impressions and opinions and whatnot. For me personally, It's my Halo multiplayer experience. I love this franchise so much and the lore and everything about it, but my multiplayer experience was actually broken after 2. And the reason why is because I played 1 and 2 so heavy, and then when 3 rolled around, Call of Duty was starting to get really popular at the time. And unfortunately, a lot of my fucking bum-ass friends over here didn't like Halo. They kind of like shifted over to Call of Duty, right? Like the LAN generation, the LAN party generation, they shifted over to Call of Duty at the time. So unfortunately, I didn't get too much of 3. And even 4, I used to play it alone, but I didn't have people to play it with at the time, right? And then even 5, you know, up until I started playing it with Ains and these guys like a year ago, you know, almost a year ago now, like even 5, like I had barely dabbled into it. But still, you know, like to see this much excitement and to see this much fucking attention on Halo itself, and 343 at this point really has to feel some sort of vindication for all the shit that that they went through. And I said this before and I'll say it again. This game had so many fucking issues. Okay, there's been so many rumored problems with it, whether it's from people up at the top or whether it's from direction or whatever it is, right? For all intents and purposes right now, from what we're looking at, the small snippet, they're going to fucking deliver in aces, in spades, when it comes to this multiplayer. From the feel, from the look, from the weapons, from the quality of life additions that they've done. And if this game ends up being as amazing as it's expected to be, then dude, this is going to be really fucking scary, right? Like in terms of what to expect from the rest of Xbox's studios. If a studio under this much shit is able to deliver something like this, a pillar of gaming, one of the franchise pillars, right? And to deliver in spades, and it's going to be something very special. My impressions quickly, at least, again, because I don't want to retread everything, is the feel of it is amazing. To me, it feels a little bit snappier than Halo 5 did. And that's not to say that Halo 5 was not snappy or responsive. There's just something about it that just feels a little bit more snappy. The movement to me feels better. There's no thrust. The weapons feel visceral. They feel so fucking visceral. It feels so good to shoot these weapons. And what's even better is to hear these weapons. Okay, it's not just their feel, it's also the sounds that they make. Everything just feels better. It feels crunchy, if that even makes sense. And yeah, man, you know, again, the grapple, and we're getting a very small taste of what to expect. I mean, we haven't seen vehicles, you know, I mean, we haven't seen there's a lot of things that they haven't showed us yet. And obviously they're going to show us more in future flights that they're going to do. But so far, I'm very fucking impressed with it, man. And this game is going to eat my life this fall. I'll be honest with you. I don't care about Battlefield. I don't fucking care about Call of Duty anymore. Like, I mean, this is it for me. You know what I mean? So my multiplayer is going to live and die with this game. You know, and this
Guys,
is just my...
it's a great... Here's the thing. Great year to boycott Activision, because let's be honest. This next Call of Duty ain't looking good to be on. You know, it's not even announced yet. And everybody, the stories behind it is not great, right? It's in shambles at the moment. Great year to just play Halo, and if you want Battlefield as well, you know. Now, Joe, what about yourself doing it at the same exact time, you know?
Now, Joe, for somebody who's a pony like you, what did you think of something like this, man? You know, I mean, I know you have been playing it nonstop.
Yeah, well, I gotta let you guys know, I keep this thing on me, okay? This little thing, the Magnum. This is one of my favorite weapons in all of video games, is the Magnum. Just because the front looks so freaking cool. This gun freaking slaps. I love Halo as a Sony pony. It's you know, we've seen a lot of competitors. Killzone, not great. No. Right? Resistance, not good. But they've all tried. This is gonna dethrone Halo. Nothing's dethroned Halo. Except for Halo. Yeah. It's been stagnant for the past few releases. I remember playing Halo 5 when it first released, going, what the hell is this? Putting a few hours in it, and then just dropping it. Just forgetting about it. It's just a shame. Same thing with Halo 4. Comes out like 3 days before Call of Duty. Why would you ever do that? Gets massacred. There just hasn't been, for me, as a more casual fan, because I know Ains is probably having a conniption. To me, there hasn't been a great Halo that I can look back to since Reach. Like, and that's as far back as I can go. So, as much as I love Halo 5 now and the improvements made to Master Chief Collection, it's awesome to see that right out the gate, Halo Infinite really looks like it's going to be something really special. That, I think the one problem that so many people had was 343 was the Halo factory. That's where you go to make Halos. It felt like these games needed to exist because of money, not needed to, or not wanting to really exist. Halo Infinite is, from what I've seen, the little snippet is a love letter to all the fans from past to present. It is just phenomenal. Like, the guns sound like they're punching concrete.
Yes.
Right? Like, it sounds like the Commando. The Commando, the Commando is a gun. It's the upgraded, like, assault rifle you can pick up that you shouldn't hold down the trigger to, but you just want to because it feels so great to shoot.
It kicks, man.
It kicks. It's fucking.
But it still feels good. The recoil still feels good.
Yeah, the sound justifies the recoil, and like the needler just looks beautiful. Everything about the needler is just awesome. Like, just from particle effects to just the back of the gun, like it'll count your shots on the back. It's not just the needles, which is awesome. Dude, the BR took a time. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I actually really like the BR in Halo 5, the look of it. But going back to the more Halo 2 look is justified because it feels like the Halo 2 one. Like, it gives me the nostalgia of, I'm sure they don't shoot one for one.
Sure.
But it feels like they shoot one for one. The sound, like, I'm right there with it. Like, you could just give me this gunfire all day. I could listen to it like it's Spotify. Like, it's just, everything about it's great. The hook shot, the power-ups. The first time in a Halo, I actually like the power-ups.
Yes.
And the hook shot is something that I always get, and I'm apprehensive about using because I want that trick shot. You know what I mean? I want that. Here's the post it to Twitter shots. It just, I understand why it's not a mainstay in the multiplayer, why it's not in every map, or why not everybody gets to use it, because it'd just be Titanfall at that point. But man, it feels nice. Everything about this Halo just feels nice, and this isn't even optimized. Like, this is a 2-month-old build. This is not even the finished product.
No, it's not.
It's like I remember driving a Tesla for the first time in my life off the show floor, and I was like, oh my god, this is something else. And I had to give the keys to the guy, right, after holding the store hostage, and I was able to walk home free. But I'm like, I want a Tesla. This thing looks so freaking cool. So knowing that they're going to take the keys away from me on Monday, I'm like, oh, I'm going to have to wait for an unknown specified time. All right. All Halo had to do was show up this year to be my game of the year. And I said it, and I want to mean it, and now I do. All Halo needs to do is show the fuck up.
Show the fuck up.
You can spoil everything. You can tell me that John is actually a baby in a knapsack, and I'm like, whatever, game of the year. It just gives me the nostalgic feeling of what Halo should be multiplayer wise. All it needs to do now is deliver the story we expect from Halo.
Yep.
And let's go. Let's do this. I'm usually the type of guy that'll play an hour of a beta and check the fuck out. And it's something I did before the show. It's going to be the thing I do all night again. Dude, Halo's back, man.
Even the first night, how much did we fucking play? It's one mode against the bots on
Easy
one
bots.
map. On one map. It's over and over and over. And then obviously they've been adding more maps. And yeah, I'm not too crazy about Bazaar. Bazaar is nice, but Ains described it. Ains gave a good description of it. It's like, because all the fighting kind of happens just in the middle. That's where everything kind of like is pushed towards. And just the rest of the map is just really just there's nothing else to do. You know, on the
There's
perimeter.
weird
of the map.
alleyways that people are discovering, and I think that's neat. But yeah, I don't jazz with that map as much as I thought it would, because yeah, it just seems like everything's in the center on the outside. I can see a lot of people being really fucking annoying with a sniper in a corner somewhere.
Yeah.
So.
And what I'll say is I hope so. Yeah, look, there's going to be more flights in the future. You know, I mean, it was kind of it was really bittersweet because I didn't have my fucking sons with us. You know, Jordan, Kevin, even Mike. You know, but hopefully next time they're going to definitely send out. Look, I think this flight was for networking purposes. They wanted to make sure that they can handle the loads and whatever it is. And I think in the future, they're just going to start adding a little bit more, you know, and I think it's brilliant. You know, I mean, this is probably the best thing that they could have done because they know that because it's going free to play. I mean, there's going to be a ton of people that are going to be playing this thing, right? Like, I mean, you don't want to launch with these kinds of issues. Goes back to the conversation we were having earlier, you know, about how just this game, the game has changed in terms of transparency. You know, and what people can expect. So, and they've been so fucking transparent.
Oh, boys, we need to fucking go right now. Because here's the thing.
Yeah.
A tweet from Halo. Face off against fellow Halo insiders right now for a limited time. Let's
Oh
go.
my God.
Show's over.
Oh, yeah. Hey,
so anyway, thanks everybody for showing up.
Hey guys, fuck me, right?
Oh my God, this is
there
amazing.
It is.
Yeah,
there it is.
they did say they did say that they were probably gonna do it, so that's awesome. So, oh yeah, let's go, man. Let's fucking go. Excitement for Halo. My fucking sons. Next conversation we have about Halo. Hopefully, you guys will be you guys will get to experience it because I can't wait. I know Jordan's a fucking Halo. Jordan's a mega Halo fan, man.
Just,
you know,
just
so yeah, just a little bit.
There's a trick about Jordan. Every time he plays Halo, he gets the opposing side pregnant. So that's
very true.
That's a trick.
100% true.
Yeah, man. Immaculate conceptions, dude. Every fucking show. If you're
That's the
watching.
new metal. Immaculate conception.
Oh yeah. That's fucking awesome.
Overchild.
All right, guys. Thanks, lady. Lady's like, hey, great show, guys. I'm getting the fuck out of here. I got a team. Yeah. Anyway, guys, that was the last. That was it. That was the last of it, and it was a great fucking show. We didn't have a lot of topics, but Jesus Christ, man, we always find a way to push it to 2 hours or more. You know, Joe, my son, my man, I appreciate you, baby. Thanks for coming on.
I'm getting my desk ready now for Halo.
Let's go, bro.
I expect you guys on in less than 3 minutes.
Yeah,
I got my headset charging, my controller ready.
3 minutes is how long it's going to take you to tell us where we can find you.
My Xbox is already on too. So. Oh yeah, and everybody in the chat, guys, thank you so much for coming and for being with us, and fucking always great talking to you guys. Sundays, baby, always a pleasure with everybody. And Mike, you were missed, but thank you for taking care of the production shit in the background. And my sons, you guys got any parting thoughts or words?
Nothing.
Find me at Mr. Badbit. Find me at PS Trophy Room. Find the show, The Trophy Room, PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players, where me and my best friend Kyle talk about the latest and greatest in all things PlayStation each and every Thursday over on Apple Podcasts when they want to show the show, Spotify, Google Play, video version on YouTube. You already know what it is. It's on the lower half right here. So, yeah, I love you all very much. Daddy loves you. You're daddy's favorite boy or girl or person.
Whatever, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. So yeah. Wait, did you guys say you had any final thoughts? I don't think you guys had any final thoughts.
No, I got nothing.
No, everybody wants to go play Halo.
Everybody wants to go play Halo, man.
Let's
go. Wants to go play Halo. Go play Halo. All right, boys. You guys, guys, everybody, you guys have a great week, great night, and we'll see you guys next week. Thank you.